It's Friday, and you know what that means. Hello again, everybody. Johnny Styles here from the Wellness Observer Live. We are not coming here on a Wednesday, it's on a Friday to do the preview show for the 2022 Legion Sports Fest. And this show is going to be held in the West Coast. But not only that, this show is going to be on a Sunday. I believe they had their Masters show on Friday, I believe. And for those of you asking, I believe they are going to do a live stream. And you can go on their website and you can check them out because they're having a live stream of all the days, basically. They're doing, Friday, they're doing Saturday, and they're doing Sunday. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that they are doing the NPC part of the show tomorrow on Saturday. And then, today was, I believe it was the Masters. And then on Sunday, they're doing the entire Ifbb Pro League, the Open Division. And we're going to cover this show up because it's going to be a battle indeed. But first, you want to go online and check out baddudeco.com. You can check him out, get your teas, tanks, hats, cool supplements, this, that, and the other. And if you type in a special code, I'm going to put it on screen for you guys. Boom. WOL. You're going to get 15% off all your orders here at Bad Dude CO. Bad Dude stands for Buy American Daily, dude. Check them out. Good friends, and they're putting away cool products that you don't get to see around in stores, in any other mom and pop shop or whatever. So check them out indeed for your 15% discount code. Of course, with the very best wellness page and videos here with the Godfather of Wellness, Johnny Styles. You'll also be supporting the very best. Also, you can check this show out on iTunes, Spotify, and of course, YouTube. Thank you so much. We're almost there, ranking up the ranks in subscribers and followers. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for following the page and keeping up to date with the Wellness Observer Live. This upcoming show has more than 10 competitors. I want to say, if we count them down, because I know for a fact that you guys have always been telling me about, hey, what's going to happen with the wellness division? Is it going to go away? Is it going to go, is it going to happen that we're not going to have any wellness competitors? And again, I'll repeat myself as long as I have to. The wellness class is going to take flight and it's never going to come back to Mother Earth because in reality, these girls are passionate about what they do. And every time a show like this happens, you can see it. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And if I'm not mistaken, we have a new challenger, which I guess her petition or her contract for the show didn't go up as soon as the other girls. And we have, of course, Lori Slayer, the Beast Slayer right there doing her pro debut. So it'll be around 15 girls. If another new challenger comes in at the very last minute, we'll find out this weekend. I am going to talk about the girls that I think are going to make an impact. And the girls that I've seen, some of them I've seen recently, some of them I haven't seen. But that's, you can only judge in a way by how you looked before. And by that, I mean, if you haven't competed in a while, then I'm probably going to just talk about you a little bit on how you ended up looking the last time you were on stage. First up, we have Jessica Albarado. I remember seeing her at the Republic of Texas show. She has a pretty physique, very pretty. She was not in enough condition to do battle in this show, in my opinion. I think her quads can get bigger. And in reality, I don't know how she looks nowadays because this was a little while ago, and I haven't seen any updates myself. I do know that she has posted a little bit about her routine on that show, and I'm showing it right here on screen if you're seeing it. She walks with great confidence, good smile, and she can walk a little bit slower, for my opinion. She does have decent quads. In reality, again, it's one of those things that you have to have that conditioning in order for him to show. Can her glutes get bigger? I believe so. Great calves. Okay, her calves are Johnny Styles approved. It's just a matter of conditioning for her. If we see her conditioning, and her walk has to be a little bit slower, in my opinion. Her walk can be a little bit slower so that judges can see a little bit more of her. Really important for all of you girls, watching this. When you're given that, not in the NPC, in the IFBB Pro Leagues, when you're a professional, when these judges and you're doing these shows and you're doing your walkthrough, that's your time to shine. That's your time to really take your time and evaluate your posing routine. Sometimes the nerves get the best of people, and sometimes no matter how well prepared you are, no matter how much you practice, things can go wrong. And I understand that. I've seen that, but it's always good to have some type of muscle memory in the back of your head saying, I need to take this calmly. There's photographers in the show that love to take pictures. And if you're moving way too fast, then you're going to get those photographies, those pictures. You're going to take them in movement. You kind of don't want that. You want to have all your accents in your presentation to show on stage. So that's a little bit of piece of advice from the Godfather of Wellness, because I've been to the ringer and I've seen some great bodies on stage running 1,000 miles per hour. And when you see the pictures, you see a hair flip, you see a shoulder down, you see an elbow up, some of these shots that you really don't want. Next up, all the way from Spain, none other than Maria Paulette. She's an IFBB pro. She's super famous over there in Europe. She's very, model-esque. You want to call it that. She is very famous. Great legs. I don't think she has competed here in America this year, but she has competed. Obviously, she's done shows before. She used to be a bikini girl, and good God Almighty, did she grew into this piece of work in the wellness division. She's got great calves. Okay, she's got great calves. You can see here when she was bikini how much she's grown. Especially her quads and her glutes. Sometimes some people think, or some people say, her glutes can look a little bit suspicious because of her fullness in her glutes. Okay, the fullness in her glutes it's gonna make or break her. In reality, you can't, it's a good thing to have full round glutes. It's another thing not to have those tie-ins and separation when you're on stage. Sometimes you have girls that look good from the front and don't look good from the back, meaning they're probably in shape from the front, but from the back, you don't have the glute ham tying, the abductors, little details here and there. And what happens is you end up with the very full glute, which it looks great on, on photo shoots and stuff. But for the IFBB Pro stage, then you might need those glutes to be a little bit more diced. Can she get diced? Yes, as you can see in this video, she can get diced. She can get that teardrop that it's very prominent in her physique. She just needs to bring it. And when she's on, she can totally do damage in the stage. She can totally fit right there in that famous first call out that all the girls want to get into. Remember, all these girls are fighting for a spot at the 2022 Olympia, which is going to be held December 15th through the 18th at Planet Fitness. And remember, the wellness is going to be on the main stage. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a treat for every single one of you. Next up, we have Priscilla Lind. Priscilla has done a couple shows where she's looking really, really good. I would like to see her a little bit bigger from the sides, but she can nail conditioning. She has great calves, great hamstrings, great teardrop. She has, done her homework. It's only from the sides that I believe that she needs to nail a little bit more size. Sometimes her midsection can be a little bit blocky, but it just depends who she's standing next to, and she can definitely do damage. This is her, 3 days ago. I truly hope so that she can absolutely do damage. And remember, it's one of those things that you need conditioning, especially when you see this picture of her on her Instagram and you see, this little teardrop to the right on this right leg that she had. She had almost, right here, Jay Cutler kind of like striations. And sometimes right here, sometimes these competitors need that. They need that close to a show, because when they fill up and carb up, then that's what is going to give them that fullness yet hard look. So, don't think that she's like super diced to the bone and she's going to go on stage super diced, because in reality, these are little tips and tricks of the trade. Next up, we got Amanda Weiss, which I haven't seen in a bit. I remember she did that Southern California show she did. And while, her presentation was okay, her conditioning was off. I believe that if her conditioning was a little bit better, she would have placed better in that show. But shape and structure is there. Her glutes can be a little bit bigger, and her waist is a little bit blocky as well. When it comes to the wellness pose. But in reality, we gotta wait and see. She is one of the girls that, I'm not saying this out of like disrespect or anything, but she's one of the girls that almost looks like the type of girl that she was like I don't know. Let's say she has like a figuresque body, and she's transitioning into wellness. She still has great delts, great upper body. She has a great upper body. I will tell her that much. And she's still, in my opinion, kind of transitioning to the wellness shape. She got good calves. It's a matter of reshaping the body in order to look a certain way. I haven't seen her in a little bit, posing the way I would like to. But she's going to be doing the show, and we just got to wait and see. Next up, we got somebody that he is really, really, really popular in the Wellness Observer Life. A lot of you tag me in her stories. We got Emily right here. Emily. I'm afraid to say her last name because sometimes I get all mixed up. But it's Emily Golly. I think it's Emily A. Golly. She's very famous. You guys like her a lot. Emily Azarella. I think that's how I know her. It's Emily Azarella. A lot of people like her. Okay, she is very pretty. She is very pretty. She goes on stage. She's nice smile, great color. She has gained muscle in her glutes, which has always been like a little point in my critiques from her. She looks like she's in shape in this picture right here in this photo shoot, which she tagged me and I posted it. She looks like she's dialed in terms of, conditioning. And believe it or not, I think she's actually gained some muscle mass in these quads. I would have liked to see a little bit more, quad flare from the sides. From the back, she looks like she's in conditioning, according to this little video posted 2 weeks ago. This is 2 weeks ago, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't know if that's 2 weeks ago, then we gotta be careful. If she doesn't lose that size, she could be really, really dangerous. You guys love this girl. And she has some great glutes and great calves. She kind of needs this, but I don't know, maybe 2 pounds heavier in this little frame right here, because again, we have to wait and see how she looks standing next to other girls. I've seen shows where she is very, very impressive. I believe it was that show in Toronto, if I'm not mistaken, There was one show that she did that, nobody even saw her from a mile away, and then she did this show, and it was like, holy moly, who's this girl? So yeah, don't count her out. Again, depends on who she is standing next to, but don't count her out because I've seen her with her full glutes, one of the fullest glutes I've seen in this little frame right here. So do not count her out. I am really happy with her progress. I am really happy with her physique. And, these things for her can only get better. Next up, we have all the way from my motherland, somebody that I had no idea. I had absolutely no idea she was doing this show. We have Catherine Lebron from Puerto Rico, and she is doing the show. Catherine, okay, well, it's hard. Some of you don't know her because it's her handle. It's Kathleen right here, but her real name is Catherine. Okay, so don't mistake them both. Catherine was on fire, as her shows kept going last year and the year prior that, where she won her IFBB Pro card in the NPC Nationals, where it was held in Orlando, Florida. And I want to say she was on the roll. Okay, she was getting right up there. She has, every show she did, she looked better and better. What happened with her, obviously living in the island, living in Puerto Rico with all these hurricanes and all these natural disasters, have been a little tough on her preparation. She did gym in her own home so she could train. And if you follow her, you can see her training in her own. She trains really hard. And just when we thought that Catherine was going to be, making a comeback in a way to show, her shape, her structure, all the necessary things that, she's been doing to get better, something did happen to her that you kind of don't want to happen. Her coach, which was the one guy that prepped her from the very beginning, amateur ranks, and turned her to pro, passed away. And, a very good friend of mine, myself, Carlos Ayala Cholo, may he rest in peace. When a coach passes away and you're in mid prep, you kind of tend to feel lost. And you kind of tend to feel that, how am I going to trust my body into someone else's hand? Because I do have an idea of how I want to look like. This person knows what works for me, what doesn't work for me. It's hard. It's hard. And, it's happened not only in this class, it's happened in bodybuilding, classic physique. It's happened all around the classes. So for her, she has come to the attention of Ray Millet from Brazil. Ray has an amazing roster of athletes, and he deals with all these women on a daily basis. He is directly from Brazil, and he is on fire. Great coach, great human being, great guy to deal. And I have full trust that, Ray is going to do a great job with her. As you see here, all she needed to work was, her glutes and hams. Her calves can get bigger. Her posing can get better. She has been working on that as well. She has a long torso, okay? But it makes her feel like a taller competitor, but her quads from the front are amazing. And her presentation, she's a very pretty girl, very long back hair, very pretty. And she does know how to play the game, meaning she does know what it takes to be an IFBB pro, and I wish her the best. I am really happy we have some representation from the island, especially after we just went through a severe, almost pretty much deadly hurricane, and that, devastated the island of Enchantment. But she's there. She's going to be representing all the good people from San Juan, Puerto Rico. And hey, if she wins, she's going to be another Puerto Rican in the Olympia alongside Yarishna Ayala, which was also coached by Carlos Ayala Cholo, which passed away. Next up, we have from Sunrise, Florida, somebody that I talked about in the show a million times when the year started. Julian Winston is doing the show. We haven't seen Julian in a little bit, but all of you that have followed me and followed the Godfather of Wellness in the Wellness Observer Live know that I've talked about Julian amazingly, okay? And there are some shows that I truly believed that Julian was going to snag the win. She placed at second. She placed third. She plays fifth. She plays second. She plays third. I wouldn't have no problem Julian winning some of those shows. And some of the shows that she did compete, I was there in person, and it was really, really, really close. I wouldn't have an issue with her winning the shows. What has happened between those shows and now? She has had time to regroup, redevelop this physique, reshape this physique, and come in better. She is one of those girls that has brought a crazy package that it's almost, for her shape and her structure, you can't really go bad with it. Can she get a little bit more glutes? Sure. Can she go a little bit bigger from the sides? I mean, maybe this side right here on the quarter turns. Sure. Not a lot can be said. Not a lot. In reality, she is very good. She is very good. This is the Miami Muscle Beach show, which I was there, and I covered it right here for the Wrestling Sober Live, Wellness Sober Live. And in reality, she was good. She was really good. I had told her, she needed to tone down a little bit, especially on her upper body, because her calf delts were really distracting. And she did, believe it or not. She did look like, she toned them down. And then, this is her in the New York Pro, and she still looked, even bigger, especially on the glutes, which I critiqued her a lot. And that's what it's all about. It's about, getting better show after show. Can her glutes get bigger? Of course. But, look at these abductors. Look at these hamstrings. Her calves, sure, they can get better. But it fits her well, and you can tell that she does train them. From the side, this is the pose that she might need to work on just in case. But we haven't seen her in so long, so I really don't know how we're going to be, looking at Julian. I am really happy. I am really happy that she's doing the show, because in reality, I don't think people expected her to do this show. She kind of did that Miami show a little bit in the beginning of the year, and then she kind of, went ghost on everybody. But hey, here she is one more time. Next up, we have crowd favorite Frida Paulson once again doing battle with a couple of the girls in the division, but she's like Ashley Caldwell. She loves to do shows, and when she's on, you can bet your bottom dollar she can be doing shows. This is Frida right here on the left, 1 week out from the muscle contest, and then 2 weeks out from the Legion Sports Fest. Last time I talked about Frida Paulson, I said, Frida should just almost wait another year so she can get bigger and she can get better and she can get all these things about Frida Paulson. What does Frida do? She goes back to the gym 2 weeks later. She's bigger and harder. What does that tell me? That this girl doesn't need to wait a whole year. She is very pretty. She is very, very, your eyes go to her when you're in the judging table. Your eyes go to her because she's, her presence is that good. Sincerely, from the front and from the back, I don't think Frida has a problem anymore. It's going to be down to this pose right here on the side one. See how she looks very long? And while look at these freaking glutes and hanging hams, it's going to come down to how this looks on stage. I don't have a problem with this look at all. Okay. Can she get better for the overall wellness look? Yes. But again, this is going to take some time and evaluation for, training basically. From the back, she is crazy. I have all these girls that would love to have Frida Paulson's butt any day of the week, twice on Sunday. So in all honesty, this is the show where she's going to nail her final form. I really don't know what's going to happen. This is like a week out, apparently, and she's already had a week to prep, and she's going to do the whole carb up process to make her life even better when she comes on stage, because she doesn't need anymore. She needs to be fuller and diced because people expect her to be that good, but she has improved every single time. Next up, we have somebody, speaking of somebody that loves to compete and loves to do Ifbb pro shows. She turned pro this year, and not only that, she's been doing battle. And if you're going to talk about Amanda Burnett for a second, you got to take something into consideration, okay? You got to take something that not a lot of people can say. She's already beaten pretty much everybody in this lineup. Okay. And if you're going to come down to that, that means that she should win the show. But as we know, the industry we're in, that doesn't work like that. But, you know, if you see this picture she posted 6 hours ago, this is redonkulous. This is Wellness 101, full glutes, adductors, crazy hamstrings, good calves. You know, she does have a problem with her side pose a little bit. It makes her look a little bit blocky. But if you see her in person, she is really, really impressive. And she's done very well for herself. And she's done very well in all the shows she's been to. You know, little things happen. And you know, people tend to forget that Amanda is still, I want to say it like this, you know, a rookie. Amanda's still brand new in the IFBB Pro League. And she's been doing so good that it's only a matter of time where she's going to be winning shows left and right. So I wish her the best. She's really good. I'm really happy she's doing this show. And it's going to come down to that because aside from, you know, her and Frida Paulson, they've done battle. But I believe she's, you know, she's beaten pretty much everybody. And last but not least, you know, I left her till the end for a reason. We have Lori, the Beast Slayer. She is none other than doing her IFBB Pro debut. She has one of the best pair of calves that I've ever seen on a American wellness competitors. Amazing. She's done great. I remember seeing Lori when she won her pro card at the Nationals. And again, I wouldn't have any problem with her winning the entire show. She did not win the entire show. But again, I remember, you know, she did battle with Victoria Puentes there too. This Lori right here was really impressive. Her posing wasn't the best. She could have posed a lot better, and she knows that. But her pose, her body spoke, you know, wonders for her. I have been really excited to see her on stage for the longest time. Not only me, you know, I know many people have you know, been wanting her to do the shows. She is from Texas, and you know what else is going to happen when, you know, they show up? Because there have been many shows in Texas that people thought she was going to do and she didn't do. Maybe she was just waiting for the right time. She's taking classes, you know, posing sessions, and she's learned to walk a little bit better, to show off her attributes and show off a good overall look, because she needs to show the world and she needs to show the judges this amazing package, because she does have an amazing physique. If you're going to come down to the numbers, if you're going to come down to strength and numbers, you could say you could have Lori Slayer, Amanda Burnett, Frida Paulson, those three up there doing battle. Okay. I am not going to sugarcoat things. You know, Julian Winston can be there right there. All those four girls can be right there. And it's going to come down to who's better from the front, from the side, and from the back in that first call out. Don't be surprised if somebody pops up. You know, Emily can pop out of nowhere and can place right there. Remember, you don't know until you know. I left Lori till the very end because we haven't seen Lori next to anybody. And we don't know how she's going to flare up. She might stack up next to Amanda, neck and neck, or she might just look smaller. You know, Amanda and Frida have done battle neck and neck, but we haven't seen Lori yet. Though things can happen this Sunday. Let me know what you think in the comments below. This has been Johnny Styles, the godfather of wellness. Thank you so much for supporting the Wellness Observer Live, and I'll see you soon. Let's do this.